Richard, another announcement coming, so this is really, really good. Richard Wigley from the Connected Places Catapult. He's the Innovation Funding Manager. I said we would be talking about money a little bit later on. Loads of experience with high growth startups as both a founder and early employee, and his experience and expertise is about connecting startups across multiple industries with the appropriate funding and overcoming early growth barriers. And as I say, he's got an exciting announcement for us. Oh, there you are. Richard, come and join us on stage. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Joe. Thank you for the introduction. And I really look forward to starting a conversation with you about the Venture Connect and seeing how we can pull some resources and help you out with both recruitment and delivering the program. Sounds really, really good. So, here we go. So my name is Richard Wigley. I'm the SME support lead at Connected Places Catapult. Earlier on, when Mark was facilitating the panel, he gave you an introduction to Connected Places Catapult. I won't go through it again, but I have got a short video that hopefully this time should work, that will give you a proper insight into what Connected Places Catapult do far, far quicker and far, far more elegantly than I ever can. So with a bit of luck, there we go.
For millennia, cities have been places where bright ideas spark. From the earliest riverside trading posts that turned into today's sprawling megacities in the digital global economy. Cities can create positive experiences for people, always connected by technology. And when connected places work well, it's good for people and the planet. But making a connected place succeed is hard. There's loads of stakeholders, businesses, regulators and community groups who want to be involved across every mode of transport, every type of building, the infrastructure that underpins them, and the data and digital platforms that connect them. All of this is needed to help people, communities, neighbourhoods and local businesses to prosper. Now, more than ever, we need our connected places to succeed. We are in a climate emergency. Rapid urbanisation means 3/4 of us will be living in a city by 2050. And new technologies are revolutionising the way that we live, the way we work, and the way we travel, creating fantastic opportunities for innovation, jobs and growth. At Connected Places Catapult, we connect people, places and businesses for a future of sustainable growth and prosperity. We are the UK's innovation accelerator for cities, transport and place leadership. We are trusted across government, industry and academia, connecting new technologies, business models and investment opportunities. So join with us and be better connected for a future of sustainable growth and prosperity.
Excellent, it worked. Great. So, as part of Connected Places Catapult, we look after a number of ecosystems and support those ecosystems. One of those is Maritime and Port, which is ably and brilliantly led by Mark. In the Ports and Maritime ecosystem, our work supporting SMEs is currently focused on enabling innovators and entrepreneurs to overcome the barriers to entry that such highly concentrated and integrated sectors have. We're initially responding to the difficulty that SMEs have been telling us where they are for unlocking capital and resources that they need to innovate and bring products and services to market within the maritime sector. We aim to collaborate with industry to encourage innovators to access and leverage the UK's supportive research and innovation funding that will help them accelerate product development and get them to the point of demonstrating and hopefully procurement of products and services. I'm here today to start to make connections with industry early in the innovation cycle so we can help create a flexible environment for faster adoption of new technology. And I know today is specifically looking at decarbonisation, but across many of the themes that today, tomorrow and the next day are going to be explored, we're also looking at those as well. So, Connected Places Catapult Ports and Maritime Ecosystem Support. This year, for 2023, we've been focusing on decarbonisation. Decarbonisation really is looking at the fact that a vast majority, I have 95%, I'm not sure if that's accurate, of all UK trade reaches us through shipping. Maritime offers us a really impactful opportunity to support the country and the globe's journey towards net zero. Digitisation, our second focus area. With 5G connectivity, the ability to handle massive data sets and emerging AI technologies, we have the chance to transform the sector through reduced costs, increased efficiency, and safer working environments. And finally, logistics. This one's a little bit more specific to us, but we at Connected Places Catapult run the Freight Innovation Cluster. It's a cluster funded by DFT that catalyses collaboration and co-development across the logistics industry, whatever mode of transport. With maritime at the heart of that, the cluster is helping us drive standardisation, efficiency and innovation across the whole logistics sector. So moving on to SME-specific support. This is where I can sort of stop looking at my notes because I feel a bit more comfortable. So we always say that we support people from idea to IPO, from the very, very earliest stages to global growth. Within the SME Development Directorate, that includes academic support, SME Innovation Support, SME funding, and also our accelerator programs. We start at the very beginning with thought leadership, market, technology and research, and funded industry PhDs. We also look at supporting university spin-outs and helping spin-outs turn into much, much bigger businesses. At the startup phase, we delivered the Transport Research Innovation Grant funding, or TRIG funding, that's delivered by the DFT. Throughout the year, there were a number of masterclasses in specific topics, looking at things that our SME network ask us they want to support and help with. And we also run a range of networking events up and down the country for people to come together and explore what's available in their local area to support them as they grow their business. As businesses get larger and start to scale up, we run investor pitch days. There was recently one up in Manchester. We've had other ones at the Shard in London, which are highly attended. Generally in specific topics, but also we do more general ones that are topics such as net zero. We also do user research with companies, and we look at facilitating test beds and trials for new technologies to help people connect with potential buyers and demonstrate the impact of their technology. During the growth phase, we run a number of accelerator programs throughout the year, sponsored by different organisations such as National Highways. We have other accelerators across different transport modes. We're currently running a maritime accelerator at the moment. I'll come on to that a little bit later. We do look at supporting later stage funding, so that's large collaborative and consortia grant applications for very large grants. We also do investment brokerage, leading on from the pitch days. We can facilitate one-to-one investment, and we can also look at helping people develop other investors for larger rounds later on in their development. And we also support SMEs on some of our global programs. This year alone, we've taken a group of SMEs to Brazil, to the South Summit out there, with some collaborative R&D work happening in Argentina and I've forgotten the other one in Central America, part of Latin America. We're going to be taking some SMEs out to Dubai later in this financial year, so towards March, with an opportunity there to demonstrate some proof of concept work for net zero as well. And finally, we have, as people are coming to public market stage, we have support through our global team for exports, and we also support through our recently launched Innovation Procurement Excellence Centre. We support procurement in the public sector and looking to help them meet innovators and allow innovators to come into otherwise very difficult to enter procurement processes. So a little bit about our innovation support program that goes on. We have an SME network. It's got a few thousand members. The number varies depending on who you talk to, but it's a few thousand at the minute. That network has regular contact through our monthly newsletters, and we highlight opportunities across all our ecosystems for funding, collaboration and events across the country. We also use our network to scout for individual introductions to specific programs. So lots of people will come to us with a program that they're running, either an accelerator or a procurement program, and we can go and scout to our network and talk to individual companies and organisations and entrepreneurs and help them apply and benefit from the program. We run a year-round engagement program, which is a series of events, workshops and publications. They're designed to meet the needs of SMEs, entrepreneurs and innovators in the ever-evolving environment. We consult with our SME network to find out what people want, and we help develop programs and opportunities that help meet them at their point of need. And during innovation, we have funding opportunities from early, such as the TRIG program, through to later stage. And we run a variety of accelerator programs offering access to industry and demonstrator opportunities, as well as the opportunities to explore new global markets and partnerships within those global markets as well. So just looking at some of the funding specifically for maritime and ports in 2003-2004, Transport Research Innovation grants are distributed in partnership with DFT. The latest round is actually open. So if you go to our Connected Places website, Connected Places Catapult website, it's fairly close to the top of the front page at the moment, and applications are going to be open until the 27th of November, so it's the end of this month. So get going relatively quickly on that one. It's 100% funded for a 6-month-long project with a value up to £45,000 in total. Consortia bids are allowed, and also bids are allowed from academic spin-outs and large companies as well in partnership with SMEs. The funding also has a wraparound support package attached to it, where there is business support, networking support, workshops and development opportunities throughout the 6-month program. And it's kind of a relatively large cohort that goes through each time, and it's designed to help people take early stage ideas and really evaluate the chances of success quickly, so that people don't necessarily waste time on long R&D programs for something that might not work. It allows them to compress that into a short period of time and find out whether their ideas are going to go. There is a general theme, open call, but in the themed calls there is a specific maritime decarbonisation theme. And there is also within it another theme focusing on digital twins as well that may be of interest to the maritime and ports industry. Second strand of funding that's always on throughout the year is the Innovate UK Edge RTO funding, as it's kind of clumsily called, but we're not an RTO, it's for Catapult funding, and we're kind of the same. It's a £15,000 fully funded 12-week piece of funding that allows an SME to work with one of our internal experts. So that's anyone across our delivery teams, from technical experts through to business modelling experts, to finance, to exports, to business planning experts. Projects we have delivered over the past include technical evaluation, market sizing, stakeholder engagement. We're just running a piece at the minute with some passenger accessibility for rail. We've got one coming up which is actually a virtual reality project, which we weren't particularly sure on at the beginning, but actually there's a lot of enthusiasm for our technical team to look at that from a built environment perspective. Finally, this one isn't open right now, but just to let people know that we also run a maritime accelerator. This year's accelerator is the second version of the accelerator program, and it's delivered in partnership with a number of fairly high-profile partners, including Port of Tyne. The program is a period of intensive business support alongside funding for live trials and demonstrations for their products and services in real environments. So as a team, we also offer some funding support, and I'm sort of coming round to the announcements at the end, really, but this is sort of underpinning what we're going to be talking about and what we're announcing. But the funding support that we offer for SMEs is also suitable for larger companies, and we can help large companies meet, connect and collaborate with SMEs. We work with innovation grants. That's Innovate UK. We have a good relationship with the Defence and Security Accelerator and have started to work more closely with Defence and Security Accelerator. Initial reactions from many SMEs is all not quite sure about that, but they really are a very open funding call that also requires you to have application in a commercial setting as well as in a defence and or security setting. So it's not something that's going to push people down the line of being a defence contractor only. We also work with SBRIs across all the different technology areas of SBRI. We have supported people through the Clean Maritime Demonstrator funding, although I do understand that that is now finished, but there are going to be other things coming from UK Shore soon. We do eligibility assessments to help people understand what they're eligible for and what the processes of applying for. We can look at partner and consortium identification and development. In fact, recently for a CMDC bid, we helped a company identify a particular vessel operator to be able to test some new fuel pump work. We also offer writing support and review of applications. We do that both internally and with a number of partners and experts across the country. And we actually can collaborate on large projects. So Connected Places Catapult experts can be drafted into a project and deliver some elements of a project, which certainly for Innovate UK is always a bonus on any bid. We offer, very similarly to the Port of Tyne's new programme, a number of investment readiness opportunities, although they're not specifically for maritime, they are across all our ecosystems. So we do offer investment readiness training. Throughout the year, there's opportunities to understand how you're getting ready for investment. We run a series of investor and reverse investor days. Reverse investor days, I actually really like them because you get a bunch of investors in the room and they have to pitch at a bunch of SMEs. It's quite exciting to get them on the other side of the lectern for once. And as I mentioned earlier, we offer one-to-one introductions to specific investors and help broker those investment opportunities. We're also starting to look at alternative finance for SMEs and innovators. Alternative finance, particularly things like crowdfunding and patient capital. So we're starting to explore the opportunities with patient capital and large-scale infrastructure investment capital for SMEs and starting to broker the relationships to make sure that people can access that funding. We're also noticing with platforms such as Seedrs and to an extent Crowdcube that projects that perhaps you wouldn't have thought 1, 2, 3 years ago would be suitable for crowdfunding, particularly projects that are nothing to do with consumer goods. If they are looking at net zero, if they're looking at decarbonisation, they're getting quite a lot of traction with retail investors in crowdfunding. And we're now starting to really see where the data's leading us to, and try to get SMEs to consider crowdfunding as part of a mixed funding portfolio. And we also pull together case studies from successful members of our network who have raised funding in different ways, shapes and forms. In fact, we're just today, as on the way up here, I was sent an interview with a company called Jet Connectivity, who are delivering 5G connectivity for the maritime industry out at sea. And we've got a large case study of their journey through different types of funding and through an accelerator as well that will be coming out fairly soon on our website. So the what next slide. This is kind of where I want to sort of let you know what's coming up. Earlier on in the year, we brought a group of SMEs up to this very building, and we conducted a design futures workshop with them. The SMEs included some maritime specialists, so we had Helm Innovation, who are a ship safety specialist. We had a company called Oceanways, who are a zero-emission unmanned sub company. And we had EGB, who are a power and propulsion company. However, we also had people such as Business Modelling Associates, who are an energy analysis company. We had Quasar, who are a digital twin modelling company. Conti Engineering, who are actually in the automotive sector. And Digifleck, who do 3D safety sensors. We brought them up here to think about the port of 2030. With our design futures specialists, and we really dug deep into what something might look like in well, it's only 7 years' time, I suppose, isn't it? It's not that far away. But we looked at the Porter 2030. Coming out at the end of this month will be our Porter 2030 catalogue. We've produced, in time for Christmas, a guide not unlike the Argos catalogue, with some of the products and services that we workshopped on the day, looking at the future of the port from the perspective of people who are in maritime and people who really aren't in maritime, but not even maybe even thinking of getting in it. We're also going to be launching at the end of the month our first edition of our Maritime Funding Playbook. It is our first edition, and it's something we hope to update every single year with relevant information and make sure that it is up to date. That playbook takes into account some of the different funding mechanisms I've just been talking about over the last 15 or so minutes. So we are looking at really detailed explanations of grant funding opportunities with interviews from people from Innovate UK, from UK Shore, and from other grant giving agencies, as well as grant writers in there as well, to give you a really rounded view of how to apply for grants. We've got a really good overview of all the different accelerator opportunities that are currently live in the UK or are going to be live within the next few months, so that it's all very current. We also have a really deep dive into some of the alternative finance opportunities that are available for innovators and SMEs, including a guide to R&D tax credits, which many people dismiss as something that, oh, it's R&D tax credits, but actually it can return quite a decent amount of money that can extend runways in between funding rounds or even grant opportunities. So that's going to be coming out at the end of the month, and it's something that we want to work with SMEs to make, and the industry and infrastructure organisations to make sure it is constantly up to date. We're going to keep it digital first, because that means that we can keep links live to different sites, and we can update it really, really quickly if something is no longer valid. But one thing we do want to do is we want to make sure we engage with the maritime industry to help SMEs that we are meeting and supporting to engage with the industry. So that means that we can look to partner people and get collaborations up and build consortia and help people gain funding to support those really difficult early stages of innovation. Thank you very much, and if there's any questions, I'm happily take them, although I think I'm a little bit tight on time. But oh, thank you. Excellent.
Are there any questions? I mean, there's loads of great stuff there. Oh, it's phenomenal. I can't see it towards the back. Any questions online?
No, I think everyone online's a bit shy today.
Okay. Kia.
The second round of the accelerator that you mentioned, is that still open to participants who want to be involved, or has that been closed?
Can we just repeat the question with the mic? Sorry, it was my fault. I was too keen there, Kia. Sorry.
Yes, the second round of the accelerator that you mentioned earlier on, is that open to new participants to join, or is that closed?
I'm afraid it's closed at the minute. We've got about, and I'm looking at Mark here, about another month and a half of it to run-ish.
Yes, yeah. That's for design and trials.
And then
the trials get deployed then
after Christmas, yeah.
After Christmas, yeah. So the new round will open in we run in financial years April.
Ah, okay.
So it will kick off again from April onwards.
Yeah.
Thank you. I think there's one online as well. We can't quite see it yet, Ian.
Do you have any connection with other accelerators hubs from outside of the UK? Yes, we do actually, interestingly, and it's something we are starting to build relationships with. We are starting to build connections through the Freeport networks with accelerators and innovation support agencies in South Korea at the minute. I think it's a case of watch this space. Things are evolving at the moment. We're very much in the early stages, but we're hoping to be running some trials after Christmas, looking at innovation bridges or innovation exchanges. We're also looking at collaborating. We have a close relationship with an Israeli accelerator called Inventec, who we're currently supporting in a very kind of open way, and we're helping those companies there navigate the currently difficult situation out there. But we're definitely looking at increasing our overseas accelerators and incubator links and helping with people understanding innovation systems in other countries, but also understanding the exchange of technologies as well.
Thank you. Are there any more questions? Okay. Thank you. That's brilliant.
Thank you very
Well
much for
done.
having me.
Thank you,
Cheers.
Richard.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry.